right. So our Wrap It Up gift show is filled with lots of terrific things that are not only great for the gifts for the holidays, but also being prepared with all the things that are happening during the holiday season. So for most of us, you know, when you have things to plug in, you probably then have to find an extension cord if the outlet isn't near where what you need to plug in happens to be. What we're going to talk about next is the Link2Home 40-foot extension cord with 3 power outlets built into the housing for the cord that allows you to just spiral it around. It is clearance priced at $44.99, and we have it for you in a choice of colors, which we'll mention really quickly because our friend Scott Hind is here, and he's going to tell you why you want one. But I will quickly say we have it in the green that you see. We also have it for you in the gray, and then we have it for you in an orange that is on the other side of the table. So hello, Scott.
So very good to see you. How are you?
Too. So yeah, extension cord, we need one. Yeah. Outlets, we
yeah,
gotta
we don't
find
need this though.
Yeah,
this is the problem because this is it's always a mess, and they're always just unbundled, a mess like this. But the biggest problem too is you get to the end and it's only one outlet, right? So fine, you grab one of these splitters, no problem. You plug it in. But the biggest problem is this is still, you don't get the USB and you don't get the overload protection. And the biggest problem is this is still only 40 feet. It's always 40 feet. It's not 7. It's not 13. It's not 21. It's not adjustable.
So if that's more than I need, it's just a big mess someplace.
It's just a giant mess. That's all we have here. But when you have Link2Home, now you have not only the 3 power outlets, but you have the 2 USB, the overload protection, but most importantly, you can roll this out to whatever distance you want, and it becomes then 7 feet, 10 feet, 8 feet, whatever you want, and it's customizable.
I love that. And, you know, whether it's the holiday decorations that you're doing or, you know, things you've got around your home, and I know you've got some examples of sort of how we can use this and how it works well to be able to customize the length of that cord.
Yeah, so for example, one way I use it in my own home, and I'll walk over here and show you, but in my own home, we have our production equipment for our sister station, right? So we broadcast from home. Well, I have to power a camera, I have to power lights, I have to power my controller, all those things. Well, I bring this out with my cameras at home and it plugs everything in. At home also, I like to do a lot of woodworking. My daughter and I work on antiques. Well, I want the dust from all the cutting to be out on the driveway, not inside the house. Well, the outlet is 20 feet away inside the house. Well, I can run this out. I can plug in tools. I can plug in a how-to video on my iPad, recharge batteries, whatever I need to do. It gives me all the power I need when and where I need it, but it's customizable in length.
Love that.
Yes.
So you don't have that big pile of extension cord that we saw at the start of this presentation. It allows you to, again, unroll as much as you need to the position you want where you're then going to plug in whatever it is you're going to use.
Yeah, and you can take it outside. You're not able to leave it outside, but you can take it outside to use like I do.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the other place we just used it, my wife and I were decorating the Christmas tree over the weekend. So we needed probably about 13 feet of cord. Well, that big bundle of 50 feet isn't going to do it. So this slides underneath the tree. You plug in a couple of strands.
Sure.
You've got all the power you need, but then the unit itself is hidden under the tree, so you don't see anything but one little outlet. So it's nice.
That's great. You've got a fan going here.
That's right.
And again, if you can take it outside, it is not designed to be used and left outside. So keep that in mind. But for the jobs you're doing where you need to be able to take that extension cord, you want the length that you want, this is going to be perfect. And all I'm doing is deciding what color of the spool I'd like.
That's exactly right. So obviously the orange, the gray, or the green, they all work well. You can see them well. They work. I like the gray for inside. It's a little more subtle, but outside, maybe it's just because I like the fluorescent because I'm a guy. I don't know. But that it makes you feel like you're working on your tools. But it really is awesome. But again,
can I say even storage with this? Like I've got extension cords that I just didn't bother to take the time to like wrap them all back up in a way that made you can just spiral that right back around and store it until you're ready to use it. What do we end up trying to do?
I can't even fight it myself. Like you're right. This is such a mess.
It is.
But like I said, even if you have this on the end, you still only get 3 outlets. You don't get the USB and you don't get the overload protection. And you still have to wrap it up. It's just a mess.
It's by the way, we have a clearance price here at under $45. So if you do have someone maybe who's got the shop in the garage or any time, think about the last time you had to reach for that extension cord, and it's probably now when you were setting up all the holiday decorations that are all over your house, and maybe you've spent time trying to conceal all that extra cord. What makes this make sense is not only the outlets that are right there on board, but the fact that it's easy to just extend to the length that you need for your extension cord without having all that excess everywhere.
Yeah, and I think this is a great shot here. Camping or tailgating, for example, you got to plug in a couple of different things, but it's temporary. You don't need it all the time outside. But like I said, when I work on the driveway, things along those lines, it just gives you that power, but it's the length you need, and it just doesn't take up a lot of space. That's also what I like. So if you have an extension cord like this, and when we come back, I'll show you, if it's sitting here on the table, I lose room to do things. But here, this is just nice and compact, and then when I want to wheel it up, that's all I do. It's good to go. Couldn't be any easier.
Yeah, that's a handy, it's one of those handy things. And this is one of those practical gifts that they'll appreciate that, wow, that's a great idea. I'm glad you thought of that for me.
Well, everyone can use more power, and this gives it to you.
Yeah,
so
that's
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Item number is V56618. I will tell you the gray has been the most popular, but we have it in 3 colors. We have the green, the gray, and the orange. So let us know what color for you. Scott.
Always good to see you, Leah. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, listen, we're going to talk about, what are we talking about next? Oh, Tommy Copper, yes. All right, take a look at Chris Maloney. You know him.